Welcome to Oxygen Not Included. New game on the channel. Thought we'd give it a go as it's approaching its launch date, i.e. it's coming out of early access. What kind of game is it? Well, it's a colony simulator. It's much like, I guess, RimWorld and games like that. Which also means if you get it wrong, it's more like a misery simulator. So, you know, don't have any illusions here. I'm learning this game just as you might be if you're following along. So if you do, yeah, we might have to restart a few times because our people might die. So why don't we get started with a new game? And we have an option of survival or no sweat. Well, we're going to go for survival. And then you have a choice of a destination, an asteroid that you're going to be beamed into. And in our case, we can choose all kinds of different ones. And these are all sort of new, different types. When I last played the game, this wasn't in there. It would just start you on a particular environment. So we're going to start on the first one, the Terra Asteroid. Chance of survival, ideal. And then we can just re-roll this to a seed. So if we just keep going here, let's have a look. So core of this world is a block of ice, metal pores, metal rich, geoactive, slime balls. Yeah, why don't we try that? We'll see how good or bad it is. We can customize it, but I'm just going to start a game. And immediately we get into the game, press spacebar to pause. Because we're going to have a look around to see what we can do. Should be arriving around about now? Yep. Okay, so now we can choose our characters. So I'm going to choose a few different types. So down here, you press this little drop down and we can choose different types. So I want at least one researcher and I want one cook, and a decorator would be good as well. And we have various different traits down here as well as what the stress reaction is. Stress reaction, think in RimWorld, I think of the sort of when they get heat stroke and they go on mental and break all of your base. Well, I think that's pretty much the same here, but they can do different things. Binge eater means that they go and eat everything. Destructive means just like RimWorld, they go and try and break stuff. Not sure if they actually attack each other though. And then, yes, Hassan here is going to have been Ugly Crier. So we're going to just re-roll them until we get some decent traits. Let's take a look. So this first one is our researcher. So we're just going to re-roll. Diver's lungs is nice. Loud sleeper means I have to move them away from everyone else. Let's just go through this a little bit. That's not too bad. Increased strength, but can't do doctoring errands. Well, they aren't a doctor. Camille is a researcher. So let's move on to, which one was this? Was this the cooking? Yes, cooking. So pacifist can't do attacking errands. Let's just re-roll that for a second. Let's just see. Squeamish can't do doctoring errands. That's not too bad. Narcolepsy. So they fall asleep periodically. But they're better at actually excavating. Nicola. And the third person is our decorator. So germ resistant, fair enough, but flatulent. Why don't we just re-roll that? And let's see what we can get. I don't want another someone else who suffers from narcolepsy. Don't want mouth breather because then we're going to be limited on air. And definitely with my case, I don't want to end up with that. Because I'm just learning. So let's see how this goes. Noodle arms, decrease strength. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, so basically gain some attribute bonuses in the morning, but needs to go to the bathroom sooner. And that's pretty good. So why don't we just say Grey Colony 1. Well, maybe I should put some leading zeros. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Not that I don't have much confidence or anything. And press embark. And here we are. Alert! I've woken at my target location, but my colonization efforts have already hit a hitch. My printing pod was meant to land on the planet's surface, but become trapped many miles underground instead. Although conditions are not ideal, it's imperative that I establish a colony here and begin mounting efforts to escape. So, let's just pause by pressing space, and we can take a look around. So if we zoom out, We can see that we have some water here. That's nice. I like that quite a bit because we're going to need water fairly soon. We've also got some oxylite, which is initial sort of amount of oxygen that we can consume. Yep, this game, if you don't have oxygen, you are going to die. And then we have lots of different other stuff, bits and pieces around. Some probably food down there. Yeah, we can use that as food. Some more water, some more food. So yeah, we want to probably excavate out of things a little bit more. And let's just take a look. So what's the oxygen overlay? So this is the areas that we can actually breathe and the areas that we can't. So that's lots of carbon dioxide. There will be areas potentially of vacuum around, I imagine. That's oxygen. Is any of this vacuum or is it all just carbon dioxide? All carbon dioxide. Okay. That is good so far. So we're going to go and basically excavate things out a little bit. So let's go and dig this way. And let's just dig that much and get them started. Now, before they actually carry on, at the very top left you see this cycle 1. This is pretty much days. So every time this goes around, they're going to go to sleep no matter where they are. If you haven't given them a bedroom, they'll go to sleep wherever they are. And one of them is a narcoleptic. So, yeah, is narcoleptic a word? Anyway, they have narcolepsy. So they'll fall asleep from time to time. Anyway, so they can get started. And we're going to be building a bathroom first. As is probably usual. I'm going to read a few guides on the game and we'll see how well this goes. So bathrooms are consisting of basically a room that you want to separate from everything else, and they have sinks and they have outhouses to start off with. Sinks, basically, obviously as you might imagine, your little colonists need to wash their hands after they go to the bathroom, but that gets rid of all the germs. And aside with things like food and bathroom needs and water and oxygen, germs is actually another interesting problem. There's some a little creature that we found, and they do eat your resources, so you do want to actually get stuff back into containers to stop them from doing that in the future. But let's get started now that they're most of the way out. So where are the bathrooms? Is it medicine? Yeah. So we have this area. It's 4 tall, which is enough for most things. And we probably want to leave some space. So I've got one set for 1, 2, 3, 4 things at the moment. I think I'm going to get them to dig a little bit more. I think I'm going to get them to dig probably that far. Okay, and they can carry on going. And then we'll go and just put some stuff down. So we want a wash basin to get started with. I'm going to get that put down there, I want to say. And then we want an outhouse as well, but we'll wait for them to build, perhaps. That's a cot. Where is the outhouse? Is it in plumbing? Yes, it is in plumbing. And we'll want one of these. Now, we can put this wherever we like. For now, I think I want it right there, but we'll wait for them to dig a little bit further. The other thing we're going to want to dig is just digging this way, and we're going to want to do that to be able to basically get the water, or get to the water. So I'm going to dig just out there, and then we have an option to get the water, I think, in plumbing. Yep, pitcher pump. We're going to want to basically do this so that it, yeah, we'll go right there. It's going to go down into the water, and we'll be able to pull the water up to here by hand, and then that is going to be brought back across to our wash basins to wash up. No soap needed, apparently. But anyway, let's get them started, and we'll speed them up. So off they go, and you press tab to actually go through to the various speeds. So they should be done fairly soon. And then you'll see some of the sand collapsing there. That's not a big problem, at least not unless you're under a huge amount of it. And there they go, they're starting to build the other direction. So this is insufficient resources, it needs water. So we're just going to change that up, and then we're just going to add some doors. So I'm just going to put a couple of doors like that, and that will separate this entire area into a bathroom. And there is an overlay here that shows your rooms. And I can never remember the actual shortcut key. Is that... no, it's not decor. Room overlay, F11. So you'll see we don't have any rooms at the moment. It's not lit up anywhere, but it will once we close this off with doors. In particular, we want either a washroom or a latrine. I think it's going to be the latrine first. Requirements, toilet wash station, no machinery, minimum size and maximum size. Yeah, we don't have a plumbed wash station, so we can't get a washroom initially. We're going to get a latrine, and that gives us a bit of a morale bonus to our people. So that can go there, and off they go. Okay, they shouldn't take too long. If you put a machine down like this, they should dig at the wall. Yep, there we go. Okay, and the doors are going to get opened. Well, going to get created. We'll just set this to be default as open. So that will be fine. There's our water. So we've used some of that, and that should go across to our sink, at which point we can now then add some outhouses, or in particular, at least one outhouse. So if we add another sink there, another sink there, so then our first outhouse we can put after that point. So they should start building that. We can't really plumb in anything at the moment, so that will do for now. And then we perhaps can go and think about maybe where we put a bedroom. Now, one thing... I suppose we could put it beyond there, but we almost want them to come back through this way so that they always pass the sinks on the way out, because we can't control them directly. So maybe I actually build upwards. Now, that's dirt, that's sand, copper ore, and sandstone. So if we just tell them to build upwards, and we have something like this or something like that... Problem is, and I don't want to dig through that, so I'm going to have to watch this out a little bit. I want the rooms to be 4 high each, apparently. That's the most optimal, and then a floor's 1 high. So you see, if I dig through that, then we'll lose the oxygen. We don't want to lose the oxygen at all. So 1, 2, 3, 4 should take it up to there. So we can dig out like this, and then we'll probably have to just dig a little bit more like this side, and we'll excavate the rest once we're done. So that should do. Cots, let's see what size they are. Where are you? You're in furniture, no doubt. Yeah. So they are 2 wide as well. So we'll have room, aside from a door, we'll have room 2 cots this side and 2 cots that side, and that should do the job as well. So that's enough to get them started. Got to watch out. We're about halfway through the day. So they're going to start building the ladder and then starting to excavate. Let's just re-change that so that we set the direction. Setting it right just means that they'll, whenever they're going this way to the right, they'll use it if they need it. And we'll fill out the rest later with some more of these. Basically, what's going to happen is if we don't fill it out, there's going to be there's going to be a queue for the bathroom, and we don't want there to be a queue. So probably build 2 by default, and then we'll maybe get into the 3rd later. But we want to just get them to have access to at least the basic amenities on this first day. And we can't really control it much other than that. So off they start. And the good thing is there is no real sand above us right here. We don't have any holes that are going to be spontaneously produced or anything. Okay, and then we'll also just get some another pneumatic door like that. Okay, and that will do just to again serve and separate this as a room. So if we just look at that room overlay a second, was it F11? Yep, you'll see this now shows up as a latrine. And we're going to set this up as a bedroom, so this will have a separate area as well. So off they go. And then we can just go and put down wherever I found the cot. There we go. So if we just have one there, one there, one there, and one there. Okay. So that's 4 cots, and we're 3/4 of the way through the first day. All's looking good so far. At least as far as I know, anyway. And unfortunately, there's lots of debris everywhere, so we may want to configure this container. Currently, it only stores edible stuff. But we can, I think there is another, yeah, there's a storage bin we can make. We can put, I guess, it down here. And can we not configure this until it's built? No, we can't configure it. Fine, no problem. Also, be aware the concept of priority. Just like in RimWorld and in Cubifactorium, whatever the other game is we're playing, you can set things to have a certain priority. So here we can set that it's a priority for them to wash their hands, to be higher. And we can do the same thing with this, I guess. I'm not quite sure what the priorities will, well, equate to in all circumstances, but we're going to set them a little bit higher than normal just so that they store stuff and they go to the bathroom as often as they need to. Okay, and then let's wait for them to finish. So we're most of the way through the day. They're going to get that sorted. So there's a storage bin and it's done. At which point we can now configure this. So I'm going to set, well, did we set this as sweep? Sweep basically lets me just select all of this kind of stuff and get them to just do a sweep command, basically tidy up and shove stuff in here. So if we set that as sweep only, we should be okay, I think, to get started. And I can never remember what the key is for it. What's the sweep key? I need to go and find it. K. Yeah, sweep tool. So if we just grab all of you, they'll go and attempt to move all of that into here. Okay, and we can limit it to the types as well. So I guess we can also say we don't want the edible stuff. So I guess we go with the ores. We want, yeah, we'll go for the ores. Raw minerals, yeah, sandstone, and then we can make sure that this only contains edible stuff, just so everything's nicely separated. Anyway, we can get them on their way. And they're going to pick stuff up and dump it in the container. That's nice. Okay, and the other thing we're going to want to do is build up again, I think. Let's just take a look at, is it this? Oh, it's the temperature overlay. That's another thing. You want to keep them relatively okay, but not hot. So be careful of digging into hot areas. We don't have much of a problem at the moment. There's this big central area. But if I go up there, there might be more of an issue. So if I build upwards, I want to build upwards to the left and not necessarily to the right. Just something to keep in mind. But I wasn't actually looking at that. I was just having a look at oxygen. See what carbon dioxide here. So we've got to be a little bit careful, but not too careful. Now, once they're done with that sweeping a little bit more, we don't need to worry about it too much. I'm just going to add the rest of the ladder. So I'm going to build up another 5. And then we're going to basically dig across and build something else. So over here, it's going to go. And they're going to do pretty much the same thing. This is going to be a room for our research. It's going to be above the bedroom, which is above the bathroom. And then we've got our water supply here. Oh, by the way, if you have a bathroom and they can't go, I did say they were going to queue, but I think they actually just go wherever they want to. So you might want to think about maybe having having more resources for them to go. Otherwise, they'll end up on the floor. And given that it could flow across and then down, in fact, hang on, I better probably just I want some kind of block. Just to block any fluids. Where are you? I want some fluid. I want some tiles. Yeah, there we go. Let's just make sure nothing goes over in that direction, shall we? And that should do. So let's get them started. Yep, one of them is going to the bathroom already. And going to the sink. And another one's going to the bathroom. Good. And the third one. Okay, good job I did that. And they're heading off to the night. So it's the end of the first day. And let's just slow things down. They're going to head into bed. And look at that. Off they go. So end of the first day. And it's the start of the second day. Nicola's fallen out of bed, it looks like. And, yeah. Oh, no. And some of that's a rock fall. Is that because it was oxylite? I didn't see what that actually was. And let me just rearrange that. So we definitely need to build tiles. And as this oxygen stuff depletes, we want to make sure the floor is actually kept nice and safe. We're also going to add some more plumbing and get another, or not plumbing, medicine. Yes, put another wash basin in. So we make sure that they have facilities available. And they're going to keep digging up into our new room. Now up here it's saying there's a couple of problems. One, we don't have an oxygen diffuser, so we're not producing any new oxygen. And that is a problem. So we're able to dig one, basically, not dig, able to build one of those. I'll show you that in a second. And also a food source. And we don't have a food source just yet. but we can basically harvest a bunch of different stuff like this over here. So why don't we just do that? Is harvest different to... Yeah, harvest is Y. So we can already see on this overlay what we can harvest. Let's just harvest all of these for the moment. And let's go back. So they've got 2 outhouses, 2 sinks now. Let's just reconfigure that. And, whoops. Yeah, that direction. And set all of these to 7. There they go. And then we can also look at an oxygen diffuser. So converts large amounts of algae into oxygen. And why don't we just put that that there? That'll do for now. And then up here, once they're finished tidying stuff up, they should go back up to dig, hopefully. That container is filling up, but I'm not going to worry about it just yet. Why aren't you digging? Do I have the ability to set the priority of digging above anything else? I want that building. Set building priority P. Okay, so yeah, let's just change this to 6. Okay, so let's just set all of you to 6. They should start digging. Off they go. And they seem to like it. Or they seem to be quite happy. Not quite sure why. Never been thought of being happy with digging. Regardless, up here we have another few bits and pieces. Let's just add another door. Or 2 doors. Yes, one above another, just because it's faster that way. We can put tiles in there if we want to, apparently. And is there anything else I can really do right now? We are going to want to put in a generator, some wires, some battery, but we need to basically make a research station. That's for all of that stuff. So we can put that wherever we like. I'll wait for them to finish digging, actually, and then we'll put in some bits and pieces. And they finished digging. They're putting in the doors, which means, just like in RoomWorld, we're going to be putting in research stations, and we need power, so we need batteries really as well. You can just run it directly, but it's probably not a good idea. So let's put our research station there. And then we'll dump our batteries over on this side of the room, so that should be straightforward. So maybe a couple of batteries there, and then just some cable going down. Whoops. Like that, and then across. And then we also want some way of generating it. Now, at the start, we have to run in place to generate power. So we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to get one of them to actually run in place. That'll charge the batteries. They can stop running, which will then power the research station. And there's lots more stuff that you need power for, so having them all available is going to be good. We're also going to need a food source, but food source is going to be more... we've got 21,000 calories, so that's plenty just yet. But the food source, we're going to need to basically research farming. So that's why we want our research station here. And they are going to need to build tile. Otherwise, they're going to be a bit of a problem there. I didn't realize it would take the rock away. Let's just make sure they build tile there as well, shall we? And we'll do the same thing down here. We want to basically build tile. And it doesn't matter that we've got the oxylite up here. It should flow down without problem. So we'll make sure all of these doors are open and the gases should redistribute. Just like in real life, carbon dioxide is heavier than air. So if you... problem with a space station, for instance, the International Space Station, if you don't have air circulating, you could kill yourself, basically, because all the carbon dioxide can just clump up around your mouth, if that makes sense. So yeah, they've got to be a bit careful about it, and I guess so do we. We're in an enclosed environment, so it should actually naturally move downwards anyway. We don't have anywhere for it to go other than this bottom level, so we probably need to dig down somewhere further down, and we'll think about that probably here, and then go down through this level, not necessarily into the water level, but you know, we can think about it. And maybe you want to give advice if you've played this before. How am I doing so far? Terribly? Good? We'll see. And there we go. They're putting tile in. Good. Not sure how that oxylite is staying where it is. Oh, that's not good. Put tile in, please. There we go. Tile. Okay. So they're pretty much done. Yeah, and then they just need a battery. So Camille is running on that. Thanks very much, but That's not helpful when there's no batteries to store the power. You're just running in place like a hamster. So there's the first battery. And Camille should actually charge it. Now, let's take a look at the priority screen. So we want to find out which one is actually good at researching and configure them. So science skill, science skill, science skill. So Camille is going to be the researcher. So we'll make sure that's a high priority for her. Not good at tidying. Although good at strength, apparently. Okay. Apparently really good at strength. Okay. Anyway, for the rest of them, we're going to set this to... oh, well, we have to redo that. Yeah. We're going to set them by default not to do any researching apart from Camille, because she's the best at it. And this tick box up here to make sure that any new colonists will get the same behavior as this. So by default, they won't be doing any of that. We'll leave that alone for now. She should also charge the batteries in order to be able to then research. So given that the research station is up, we have a few options to go for. There is food. We can get food started. We have quite a lot of calories so far. Let's just take a look. There's plumbing, there's ventilation, interior decor. Why don't we just start with the food? Because that's what the game's telling us. So basic farming it is. And that should start researching. Oh well, once they have some downtime. Default schedule, downtime. Yep, they started the downtime block. They don't have any kind of social thing to do right now. So, yeah, okay. And there we go. They're all tidying up. And it's nighttime again. So end of cycle 2. We have a research station up. We have farming on the go. They have a few different things to actually do tomorrow, or at least probably next episode with you guys. Get through the rest of the researching, start out a farming area. Maybe we put this further down so that the carbon dioxide goes down there, and if the plants consume the carbon dioxide, would be a nice idea maybe. And that will do. So I think I'll leave it there for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, give it a thumbs up. I wonder if you actually like the game. Let me know in the comments down below. More than happy to hear about what you think is good, what you think is bad, and suggestions for other people playing through. Otherwise, we'll see you next episode for some more Oxygen Not Included. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.